My first feeling is that we do. As much as it's difficult to do comparison for now because we've always driven in different conditions and at the same time of the day, different tracks. So it's very tricky, but I feel like we have a very similar driving style, which is a really good thing for the team because that probably means we'll be pushing in the same direction, and that will require the same thing about the car.
Could Lewis Hamilton's age finally be his biggest challenge yet? As the 7-time world champion gears up for his biggest career move to Ferrari, one major question looms large. Can the 40-year-old legend still dominate against his younger and hungrier teammate, Charles Leclerc? With a 12-year age gap and a grueling 24-race season ahead, will the experience of a legend trump the agility of youth? Or is this the beginning of Leclerc's rise to becoming Ferrari's new king? Let's break down the intense Ferrari battle brewing between Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. But first, make sure to subscribe to TrackTalkF1 for more exclusive F1 updates. Charles Leclerc isn't convinced that age will be a factor in his battle against Lewis Hamilton, despite the major age gap between them. While Hamilton turns 40 this year, Leclerc is still in his prime at just 27. With Ferrari aiming to reclaim the championship, the dynamics between these two drivers will be crucial. Leclerc addressed this head-on, saying, "I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be 12 years older. So it's difficult to judge. But I mean honestly, what I've seen from Lewis is in extremely good shape, so I don't think that plays a part in it at all." With Hamilton arriving at Ferrari, chasing his record-breaking 8th world title, he's stepping into a team that has long revolved around Leclerc. The Monegasque has been Ferrari's golden boy for years, and now, with a legendary teammate in the same garage, things could get intense. But will Hamilton's experience overshadow Leclerc's raw speed and youth? Or will Leclerc finally prove he's ready to lead Ferrari into a new era? The biggest narrative heading into the 2020 season is Hamilton's age. The last time a driver in their 40s won a world title was Sir Jack Brabham in 1966. That's a record that has stood for nearly 60 years. But does this really mean Hamilton is at a disadvantage? Leclerc doesn't think so. I think he's also extremely motivated to be starting this new adventure in his career. So I don't think age will have to do anything with what we'll see on the track. And he might have a point. Hamilton has maintained peak physical fitness throughout his career and has shown no signs of slowing down. Even in his final years at Mercedes, he consistently outperformed much younger rivals. We've seen great teammate rivalries in the past. Alonso versus Hamilton at McLaren, Rosberg versus Hamilton at Mercedes, and even Vettel versus Leclerc in Ferrari. Now, Ferrari is placing two incredibly talented drivers in one car, both with championship aspirations. Leclerc acknowledges that having a strong teammate pushes a driver to be even better. Yes, it's always the case. A teammate makes you always push. You always push the other side of the garage to raise his game. I've always had strong teammates in my career, and these are the very first reference. You always push yourself to match things that they do better than you, and that elevates not only the drivers, but also the team, because everybody is being pushed forward. But Ferrari isn't known for handling internal battles well. We've seen it before. Tensions rising, strategies favoring one driver, and internal power struggles. The question remains, Will Ferrari truly allow both Hamilton and Leclerc to fight freely? Or will they eventually back one driver over the other? One surprising revelation from Leclerc is that he and Hamilton have very similar driving styles. Something I noticed is we have a very similar driving style, which is a really good thing because I'm pretty sure we will need similar things from the car. At least, this is my initial feeling. It's still to be confirmed because we haven't driven that much together, but the little I've seen is that we tend to drive quite similarly. This could be a major advantage for Ferrari if both drivers require similar setups and car behavior. It could streamline the team's development and decision-making. However, their personalities, completely different. Leclerc even joked about it. The things we'll do differently are probably the dress code. We dress very, very differently, but to each their own way of expressing themselves in fashion. Obviously, Lewis is super involved and I'm a bit less involved in that. Maybe in that, we are different, if history is anything to go by. Hamilton's relationships with teammates have often started with mutual respect, but later turned into fierce rivalries. With Fernando Alonso in 2007, their battle at McLaren turned toxic in just one season. Alonso, a two-time world champion at the time, found himself threatened by a rookie Hamilton who matched him from the very first race. The tension led to internal conflicts, sabotage allegations, and ultimately, both drivers losing the championship to Kimi Räikkönen. With Nico Rosberg at Mercedes, a childhood friendship turned into one of the most bitter rivalries in F1 history. From wheel-to-wheel clashes to off-track mind games, their relationship deteriorated to the point where Rosberg retired immediately after winning the 2010 championship, saying he had given everything to beat Hamilton. Even with Valtteri Bottas, who played the wingman role, tensions sometimes surfaced. While Bottas never outright challenged Hamilton for the title, moments like the 2018 Russian Grand Prix, where he was ordered to let Hamilton through, highlighted the uncomfortable power dynamics within Mercedes. Will Ferrari be able to prevent another explosive internal war? Or is history doomed to repeat itself? Ferrari has a history of struggling with internal rivalries. The Prost versus Mansell era in 1990 ended with toxic team orders and favoritism. The Schumacher era saw clear number 1 and number 2 status, often frustrating his teammates. Even in recent years, the Vettel versus Leclerc pairing led to tense on-track battles that hurt Ferrari's chances. One thing is certain: Hamilton versus Leclerc will be one of the most fascinating storylines of the 25 F1 season. Will Hamilton's experience and legendary status secure him an 8th title? Or will Leclerc finally step out of the shadow of Ferrari's past and claim his maiden championship? Let us know in the comments who you think will come out on top in Ferrari's battle of generations. For more exclusive F1 news, analysis, and updates, make sure to subscribe to TrackTalkF1. More breaking news and F1 stories are coming your way, so stay tuned.